Hello beautiful people, today's recipe will be making milky donuts and it's easy to make. In my bowl I added in room temperature water and I brought in the sugar and I also brought in the yeast. Make sure you have an active yeast and we're going to whisk this to combine properly. And I brought in 1 large egg. I also added in 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavor. You can use any flavor of your choice. I brought in melted butter and we're going to whisk this again. You have to stir it, combine properly for all the ingredients to come together. And I brought in all-purpose flour and salt. I also brought in ground nutmeg. We're going to sift this in because I want to use this fine powder, not the granules. And with my spatula, we'll start mixing this to bring it together. We'll mix it till we'll get a shaggy dough like this that we're not able to mix with our spatula. And I'll transfer this to my work table. I sprayed oil on my work table and on my hands. That will help the dough not to stick too much. Our dough is not sticky and is not hard either. So we'll start kneading this. If you have a stand mixer, that would be nice, but I'm kneading with my hands. This dough can tear easily at this point. We'll knead it till it develops gluten. That way you'll have very good donuts. If at any point it gets sticky, with your scraper you can scrape your hands and your work surface and continue kneading. This is another kneading method I use. I'll be hitting it on my work surface. This will also help it to develop the gluten. If it's way too sticky, you can add in a couple tablespoons of flour and keep kneading, but not too much so that you don't overdo it. We'll knead it till we'll get it to this point and I'll form it into a ball shape. We'll bring it together nice and tight. And here is my tray. I'm going to sprinkle flour on it and also on the dough. That will help our dough not to stick when we're proofing it. And here I'll poke my finger in the middle of the dough and I'll cut it open. I'll be using my kitchen scale to get exact measurements for this. If you want to have exact shapes of all your donuts, you have to weigh it with your kitchen scale to get the exact measurement for each dough. And I weighed 90 grams for each donut. And here I'll pick one dough. Observe how I'm folding this into a ball shape again. We'll fold it nicely. It's now elastic because we did a great job while we're kneading it and it's well kneaded. And we're going to pinch the underneath just like I'm doing. You pinch it very tightly so that it wouldn't open up in the oil when we're frying this. And I'll also roll it on my table just like this. And I'll set this aside. Let's do it one more time. After rolling it, you can turn it to the other side, and if it has any holes, you pinch it together and roll it before you set it aside. And here they are all in my floured pan, and I'll twist this anti-clockwise or clockwise. This is very important because it will absorb the flour, and that way when it's proving, when it's rising, it will not stick to the pan. And I'll cover this with my kitchen towel and we'll leave it to proof for between 30 minutes to 1 hour or until yours doubles in size. And here is 1 hour. It has doubled in size. Gently lift one and into the oil, just like I'm doing. And in a dry pan on heat, I added in oil and we're going to allow it to get hot enough. I used my skewer to check, and with these bubbles on my skewer, I know that the oil is hot enough. And now I'll start bringing in the dough gently one by one. Please note that you should not use hot oil for this. Your oil has to be on low to medium heat, not low heat and not hot heat either. If the oil is too hot, it will brown faster without cooking on the inside. And if it's not hot enough, it's going to soak up lots of oil. And we're going to fry this on both sides for 2 minutes each till it gets golden in color. And here I'm bringing it out from the oil, and I'll fry the other batches of the camera. And I added in powdered milk to my bowl, and while the donut is still hot, I'm going to glaze it in the milk on both sides. You have to be gentle with this because these are pillow donuts so that it doesn't squeeze. And here they all are, having glazed them with milk. And let's make the milky filling. Here I added in powdered milk, and I also added in condensed milk. And we're going to start mixing this together. If you want a very thick batter, you have to use more powdered milk. And I brought in liquid milk. We'll add this gently, not all at once. You keep mixing it till you get the consistency you want. Some prefer their milky filling to be runny, while some prefer theirs to be thick. Whichever you want is up to you. And we'll keep mixing this till there are no lumps. It's all smooth. You can also use whipping cream and milk for this milky filling, but that's a recipe for another day. And here mine is very smooth, and I brought in my piping bag and I transferred the mixture into my piping bag. At Glory Homemaker, we give you value for your time. I hope this video was helpful to you. You can leave me any questions or any suggestions, and I'll be glad to hear from you. With my dowel rods, I made an opening in each donut. You twist the end of the piping bag and you start pressing it into the donuts. Please note that your donut has to be well cooled before adding in the milky filling or any filling. If it's hot, you're not going to like the outcome. You have to allow it to cool properly before adding in the fillings. And here are our milky donuts. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.